We're getting inside the Mavericks locker room here at Madison Square Garden. They are getting ready to prepare their game against the New York Knicks, as we have NBA 2K presenting another exciting edition of the 2025-2026 NBA season playthrough, as we are here at the world-famous arena, Madison Square Garden, where the Dallas Mavericks travel to New York to take on the New York Knicks. See the Mavericks at 23-20. They are third place in the Southwest Division, ninth in the Western Conference, would be in the play-in game right now, while the New York Knicks at 31-11. Leaders of the Atlantic Division and in first place in the Eastern Conference. We look at Jalen Brunson this season, averaging 28.2 points per game. Of course, Brunson had a big shot in the first time we saw the Knicks in a watched game. As we see the starting lineups here, we got Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson at the guards for the Mavericks, Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis at forward for the forwards, with Daniel Gafford at center for the Mavericks. And for the Knicks in the backcourt, you got Jalen Brunson and Miles McBride getting the start in this game. In the front court, you got Bridges, Hart at forward, and Karl Anthony Towns at center, as the Mavericks will win the tip. Kyrie Irving, who had himself a heck of a game the last time they were playing, back in schedule block number 2. Got the Mavericks are 1-2 in watch games, while the Knicks are undefeated at 3-0 in watch games. As you see, Irving misses that one. Hart will get the rebound. Mikal Bridges with it for the Mavericks here. 12 on the shot clock. Getting a little screen. Bridges for 3. That is off the iron, and Cooper Flagg will get the rebound, the rookie out of Duke. The veteran Klay Thompson, with his second season with the Mavericks after spending years with the Golden State Warriors, winning championships with Curry. Part of that dynasty. AD misses that one. He's back in the lineup after being out for a while. But Hart has the lineup. You see McBride over to Jalen Brunson. Brunson with the shot. That is no good. Davis with the rebound. Let me see here. Schedule block number 3. Both teams making their debut in schedule block number 3. You see Klay Thompson for 3. That is off the iron. We're a minute and a half into this game, and somebody has yet to score. Remember, this is Monday, January 19, 2026, on the day of this calendar. Bridges for 3. That is off the iron. No good. Cooper Flagg with the rebound. Kyrie Irving with it. 14 on the shot clock, as we're now 2 minutes into the game, and No Way has yet to score. As you see, Cat with the rebound. Look at the scoring drought. I think both teams could have the scoring drought. You see Brunson coming through. Count it! As Kyrie called for the foul there, but Jalen Brunson going to get an and one opportunity here. And we finally had the first points of the game. It took 2 minutes and 13 seconds into this game to get some points on the board.
What's up? Jalen Brunson at the line.
Jalen Brunson, as I said, hit the winning shot against the Bucks in schedule block number 1, as he misses the free throw there. Still remains 2-0 Knicks. Anthony Davis. Speaking of Brunson, that is tipped, but Cooper Flagg has it. 7 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock for Klay. Klay for 3. He drains it. Mavericks on the board. They have the lead. See Karl Anthony Towns passing up over to Josh Hart. Back over to Karl Anthony Towns. Over to Jalen Brunson. Brunson coming through. Brunson rejected. Irving will control it for the Mavericks here. Early on here, it's 3-2 Mavericks. Over 3 minutes into the game. Irving passes up an easy layup opportunity, but you see Anthony Davis will get the slam dunk there. His first points of the game. As you see Anthony Davis on the road, 25.4 points a game. He averages a little over 11 rebounds a game on the road. Jalen Brunson for 3, and we are tied. See Kyrie Irving. Irving is going to count that. Count it. Irving's going to go to the line. Find it ironic that Brunson went to the line for an and one opportunity. Irving was called for the foul there, but now Brunson fouls Irving with an and one opportunity for Kyrie at the line as the Mavericks are back on top by 2. Chance to get back up by 3. And he will drain it. Jalen Brunson with it, crossing the half-court line, dishes it over to Hart. Bridges now with it, being guarded by Cooper Flagg. 12 on the shot clock. 10 on the shot clock. Over to McBride, to Hart. 4 on the shot clock here. Hart for 3. That is off the iron. Gafford will get the rebound. Hart had 14 points and 4 assists with 7 rebounds in that loss to the Phoenix Suns just the other night in the same building. Flagg for 3. That is off the iron. No good, but offensive rebound. Kyrie Irving for 3. He'll get 3 the easy way. And there's a 3-point attempt there. That is no good. Davis with the rebound. Back over to Klay Thompson. Thompson coming around with the layup, and that's good. 8-0 run by the Mavericks. And they're now leading by 8. McBride over to Brunson. Brunson for 3. That's gonna be in and out, and Klay Thompson will grab the rebound. Irving for 3. No good. Josh Hart will grab the rebound. Back over to Bridges. Mikal Bridges. Dishing it back over to Jalen Brunson. So Brunson has all 5 points for the Knicks so far in this game. In there. He's going to get the shot up. That is no good. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Brunson 5 points, 2 of 7 overall shooting. He has 1 of 3 from 3-point range. Anthony Davis, 8 on the shot clock. Irving for 3. That's good. Kyrie Irving, another 3-pointer, and this is only the second time we've seen him in a watch game. He's impressed so far. First time out of the game for the Knicks. 5:54 to play in the first quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in New York. It is 16-5. The Mavericks on top. You see the Knicks at 31-11. 4.5 games clear of the Bulls for the number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. You got the Hawks at number 3. 7.5 back of the Knicks. But it's the Mavericks off to an early start here. Karl Anthony Towns. You see Bridges with it. Brunson now with it. 13 on the shot clock. Bridges has it again, being guarded by Cooper Flagg. Mikal Bridges passes up that shot. Brunson, that is no good. Klay Thompson for 3. And that's the one thing that AI needs to work on is you see Kyrie Irving, because I know in real life that shot, they would not have passed up the shot there. But the Mavericks up by 13. We all know that what the Knicks are capable of. I see Jordan Clarkson into the game now. Clarkson trying to get this team a spark, and they will. He will with that one. That's only the 3rd made shot by the Knicks in this game. See the Mavericks still up by 11. Anthony Davis. Kyrie Irving for 3. That is in. Been calling his name a lot. Another first quarter control game here for a individual player. Kyrie Irving was one of them. As you see, Clarkson's going to go to the line for the second time. No, actually, no, that is first time he's going to go to the line. That was Brunson that went to the line earlier, but Anthony Davis is time called for his first foul. Critical free throws, I don't want to say that with 4:26 in the first, but when you're down by 14 already, critical points. And he misses it. We got some substitutions coming in for the Mavericks at least. D'Angelo Russell into the game. Both teams have some substitutions. And he does sink this one. PJ Washington, D'Angelo Russell, and Derek Lively into the game for the Mavs. I believe Mitchell Robinson for sure is into the game for the Knicks. Irving for three. He's on fire, Kyrie Irving. And the Mavericks are up by 16 early. Remember, the Knicks came back from 17 points down the first quarter and ended up winning against the Milwaukee Bucks on a Jalen Brunson tip-in with .3 left. Karl Anthony Towns for three. That is off. Mitchell Robinson will get the offensive rebound. Brunson with it. Coming around. Brunson. That is no good, and D'Angelo Russell will get the rebound. Cooper Flagg for the Mavericks has it. Over to Irving. Irving for three. He continues to drain that. It's a 19-point lead for the Mavericks early on. Timeout, Knicks. 3:23 to play in the first quarter. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in New York. And the Mavericks, especially Kyrie Irving, off to a very hot start. We look at the league leaders right now, 3-point percentages this season. The Knicks third in the league at 39.3 from beyond the arc. We want to see how they do by the end of January when we go through the recap for every month that has been played. As I see Jordan Clarkson coming around, and they cannot buy a bucket right now as Hardy's now in the game for the Mavs. Mavs out rebounding 13-6, and that was a failed alley-oop attempt, and you see Brunson has it. Clarkson coming around to Karl Anthony Towns with a slam dunk. And that is worthy of the AT&T connected cam. Off the pass. Dunk off the pass of Jordan Clarkson. D'Angelo Russell. This Mavericks still up by 17. Hardy with it. 9 on the shot clock. Over to Derek Lively, and Lively's going to go to the line as Mitchell Robinson called for the foul. That is his first team foul and the first personal foul. That is the second team foul against the Knicks in this first quarter. 2:41 to play in the first. The Mavericks up by 17. If you are enjoying what you're watching so far, even with the early onslaught of a strong start by the Mavericks, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when this project for videos for this project as well as my College Football 26 projects. I see Max Christie coming into the game for the Mavericks. I see Malcolm Brogdon and Mikal Bridges. I see Lively will sink the second one. 1 of 2 from the line there. Both teams struggling right now from the line. They see Bridges will miss that as Washington had the rebound there, but now Max Christie has it. D'Lo. Russell over to Washington. Washington for three. Off the iron. Derek Lively to second with the offensive rebound. That is no good. And that's a tip that's going to go out of bounds, and the Knicks will get possession. Jordan Clarkson on the season averaging 14.9 points a game, 2.8 assists, and 3.3 rebounds as we have some more substitutions. Max Christie coming back out of the game as Dante Exum into the game now for the interesting rotations by the Mavericks so far in this first quarter. It seems like they've almost played almost anybody who's eligible to play right now. Karl Anthony Towns for three. He drains it. Look at his home stats right now. 23.2 points per game at home, and he's averaging nearly 12 rebounds a game here at the Garden. Washington for three. That is off the iron, no good. Malcolm Brogdon with the rebound. Jordan Clarkson. There's a three-point shot for Clarkson. That is no good. D'Angelo Russell with the rebound. It's a 15-point lead for the Mavericks. Look at the Mavericks, 48.8 rebounds per game. That is third in the league so far in the season playthrough. They have 16 tonight as Anthony Davis is looking to check back into the game before the end of the first quarter. Dante Exum coming around, and that is no good. Clarkson with the rebound. Ten on the shot clock here, 45 to play in the first. There's a shot by Karl Anthony Towns. That is good. Knicks within 13. So we have 40 seconds to play here in the first. D'Angelo Russell. That is good. D'Angelo Russell and the Mavericks up by 15. They led by as many as 19 so far in the first quarter. The Knicks only had a 2-0 lead. That was it. And then the game was tied at 5 at one point as Karl Anthony Towns is starting to heat up a little bit in this game. He has 9 points on 4 or 5 shooting and a rebound. Shot clock is turned off, so the Mavericks can hold for the final shot of the first. D'Lo. 2, 1. And that will do it here as we are at the end of the first quarter. Dominant effort by the Dallas Mavericks. They lead it by 13 as we head to the second quarter. We'll be back. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Back here in New York. Start the second quarter here. Brogdon takes the rebound, or takes the inbound from Bridges. Trailing by 13, the Knicks are. Start the second quarter. 9 on the shot clock. Back over to Jordan Clarkson. 3, 2. There's a three-point shot. That is no good. Lively the second with the rebound. D'Angelo Russell. As you see, Brogdon, Clarkson, Robinson, Bridges, and Yavasili, if that's how you pronounce his name. Davis. That is good. Anthony Davis and the Knicks up by, the Mavericks up by 15. The Mavericks got off to a 7-0 start, but then they got onto a very bad stretch of games where they were below 500 for a while as there's injuries, but it seems like as the team has gotten healthier, they got on fire again. Look at that. Anthony Davis, offensive rebound off the miss, and he gets the tip in. And it's a 17-point lead for the Mavericks. See Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks. Back over to Bridges. 7 on the shot clock. Now we got... There goes Brunson for 3. No good. No, that wasn't Brunson. That was Clarkson. That is no good either. You see Marshall into the game. Najee Marshall. Alley-oop. No, that failed. Yavasil. Brogdon for 3. No good. Anthony Davis with the rebound. D'Lo has it now for the Mavs. Over to Najee Marshall for 3. No good. Malcolm Brogdon grabbing the rebound. Bridges over to Yabusele. There's Yabusele, and there's a dunk there. His first 2 points of the game. I believe that's the first time I ever called his name. Russell for 3. That is in there. D'Angelo Russell for 3, and it's an 18-point lead again for the Mavs. Timeout, Knicks. 9:22 to play in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in New York. It's an 18-point lead for the Mavericks. We look at Jordan Clarkson's points per game production for the last few seasons. He's got 13.9. He still has a chance to maybe get a little bit hot and match last season's. But you can see it has gone down a little bit. But he's gone from a starter to As Yavaseli taking the inbound from McBride. Miles McBride getting a start in this game. There's Yavaseli coming around the layup. That is no good. Anthony Davis will grab the rebound. Najee Marshall with it. Mavericks out rebounding the Knicks 22-10 right now. As we're 3 minutes into the second quarter. AD. Back over to Washington. D'Angelo Russell with it. He's going to take a deep two. That is off the iron. Jordan Clarkson grabbing the rebound. Mikal Bridges coming around with the slam dunk. Timeout Mavericks here. 8:33 to play in the second quarter. We're going to take another timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back in New York. You see Kyrie Irving coming back out onto the court for the Mavericks. They had a pretty strong first quarter. And we look at Irving's stats here. He has 20 already in this game. I believe he had 20 points in that first quarter. Because I don't think I've called his name in the second quarter yet. 8:33 to play. You see Anthony Davis over to Irving for three. And that is off the iron. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Bridges has it. There's a bucket. Bridges with the bucket there, and it's a 14-point game now. Irving with it. Irving with an awkward three-point shot. That is no good. Towns will get the rebound. Look at that big pass over to Clarkson. And Clarkson has been rejected, but he's going to get control of it again. That was Davis with the block there. And yeah, you see Irving with 20 points in this game. Towns, no good. Derek Lively the second with it. Washington over to Davis, and Davis is going to have an easy time over Karl Anthony Towns' head. 16-point lead for the Mavericks here. Reminder that you're watching a pretty rare 7 p.m. Eastern upload for this season playthrough, but tomorrow will be the weekend, and we still have college football playoff in real life as well as the NFL on Sunday. So the next two games will be at 10 a.m. Eastern. And if you haven't gotten a chance to, look at my community tab, because we are going to go back to this strictly next week to college football 26 content, where we have the second round games of my 28-team playoff. I will leave the playlist towards the end of the game for you guys to watch and binge watch it to see how things have gone so far. Irving for three, no good. Kyrie Irving had 12 points in the win against the Jazz. Clarkson, that is no good. Irving with the rebound. I said the Mavericks were up by as many as 19 in that first quarter. Russell back over to Washington. Derek Lively the second. Coming through. But he passes to the Irving. Irving, he misses that one. Mitchell Robinson will have the rebound. Miles McBride. You see Jordan Clarkson coming through with the layup, and the Knicks are within 10. Probably the closest they have been since the early part of the first quarter. There's Derek Lively there with the slam dunk. Lead back up to 12 for the Mavs. Cooper Flagg and Klay Thompson at the scorer's table waiting to get back into the game. To Jason Kidd, the former Knick coach. Former Knick player, too. McBride coming around. That's a nice layup. Knicks within 10. You hear the defense. Defense chance for the Knicks. Irving coming around. As Irving's going to get the layup, his first points in the second quarter. He has 22 in this game in 13 minutes of play. 12-point lead again for the Mavs. Bridges. Dishing it over to Towns. 14 on the shot clock. Towns for three. That is off the iron, but look at that. Mitchell Robinson getting the offensive rebound in the tip-in, and look at that. We got a boatload of Knicks waiting to get back into the game, too. 10-point lead for the Mavs. Irving. There's a layup. That's good. Kyrie Irving starting to heat up a little bit in the second quarter. He had a strong first quarter, as I said, but he's only just getting buckets in. As you see, Bridges. There's a three-point attempt. That is no good. Kyrie Irving. There's a steal by Mikal Bridges. Back over to Jordan Clarkson. Over to Bridges. Back over to Towns. Bridges for three. Off the iron. No good. Davis will grab the rebound for the Mavs. At 26-18, Mavericks have the rebounding edge. So we're under 3.5 to play until halftime here. 12-point lead for the Mavs. Davis coming around. Easy layup there. 10 points for AD. McBride crossing the half-court line. Cat with it. Back over to Jordan Clarkson. Mikal Bridges. 8 on the shot clock. Over to Mitchell Robinson. Back over to Towns. Towns for three. He can shoot them and he can drain them. And it looks like there's going to be a little bit difference here, as I think we see a couple of players heading back to the bench for the Knicks. Maybe a little bit of different substitution. You see AD for three. He can hit them. He can hit threes himself. Mavericks up by 14 again. Towns and Davis. You know, that's a good matchup, as you see there, but Karl Anthony Towns had the better of Anthony Davis on that shot. 50-38, Mavericks on top as we're approaching 2 minutes to play until half. Kyrie coming around with the layup. That is in. Lead back up to 14. That's 26 points. He now has half the points for the Mavericks in this game. Miles McBride. Back over to Mikal Bridges to Jordan Clarkson. McBride had 9 points in the loss to the Suns the other day. McBride, though, for three. He drains it. Knicks to within 11 again. Minute and 22 to play in the first half. Timeout, Mavericks. 1:19 to play in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And back here in New York, we got 79 seconds left to play until halftime. The Mavericks leading at 52-41. As I said, they led by as many as 19. The closest the Knicks have gotten is within 10. You see Irving getting ready to inbound it. No, that's Russell, I think, that's ready to inbound it. Cooper Flagg back into the game. No, that was Marshall. Never mind. I mean, it's kind of hard to see the name sometimes. Irving now has it. Najee Marshall for three. Off the iron. Karl Anthony Towns a chance to get this within single digits. That's probably what they're hoping to get it to before halftime. Jalen Brunson back into the game. He sat throughout most of that second quarter. Bridges, 7 on the shot clock. Over to Brunson. Brunson for three. That is off the iron. Gafford will get the rebound. Kyrie Irving has it here as we're down to the final 35 seconds before half. Klay Thompson for three. That is no good. Bridges has it. 17 on the shot clock. Karl Anthony Towns. There you go. It's a 9-point game now. Shot clock turned off, though. The Mavericks can hold on for the final shot of the quarter. Irving. That is no good. Towns. Could they get a last-second shot before the end of the quarter? Bridges. There's McBride for three. That is off the iron. The Mavericks were up by as many as 19 in that first quarter, but the Knicks have now cut it to within 9 as we head to halftime. The Mavericks leading 52-43. We are going to send it to the halftime report. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We will see you in the third quarter. Getting ready to start the second half here in New York. 52-43, Mavericks on top. As I said, the Mavericks were on top by as many as 19. As you look at Kyrie Irving highlights, he had 26 points in that first half. Has exactly half the point total that the Mavericks have scored in this game. As the Hart will inbound it to Brunson here. Starting lineup should be out for both teams to start the third quarter. You see Karl Anthony Towns. 16 points leading the Knicks in scoring there. As I said, Irving, Thompson, Gafford, Flagg, and Davis. That is your starting five for the Mavericks. As you see, there was a steal there just a second ago. Davis. That is no good. Mikal Bridges. Back over to Jalen Brunson. Brunson coming around. Brunson. And he's going to go to the line. Kyrie Irving called for his second personal foul. That is the first team foul called against the Mavericks. You see head coach Mike Brown. The former unanimous head coach of the year from a couple of years ago in Sacramento. A lot of people say that lately that award's been a curse over the last decade, and I kind of believe it because coaches get fired. Get fired maybe a couple years later. Hey, see Jalen Brunson. 52-44 now. Lead to within 8. But this is probably around the time that the Knicks were starting to scratch and claw their way back into the game against the Milwaukee Bucks to end schedule block number 1. Brunson will hit them both this time. He missed the N1 opportunity back in the first quarter, but he sinks them both this time. See Kyrie passing back over to Cooper Flagg here, 15 on the shot clock. Irving. There's a shot. That is good. Kyrie Irving extends the lead back up to 9. His first 2 points of the second half. He now has 28. Jalen Brunson coming around. McBride for 3. That is off the iron. Cooper Flagg grabbing the rebound. Kyrie. And that's stolen by Josh Hart. Back over to Bridges. Bridges. Coming around. He's been denied by Cooper Flagg. Kyrie Irving with it. Five on the shot clock. Kyrie still holding on to it. Once again, he's going to get the shot up. That is no good. Jalen Brunson will get the rebound there. Over to Hart. Back over to Jalen Brunson now. 17 on the shot clock. Cat with it. 54-45. Mavericks on top. McBride for 3. That is way too strong. Cooper Flagg with an easy rebound for the Mavs. Miles McBride, 5 points. On 2 of 5 shooting. Getting the start in this game. You see Hart with another steal. Over to Brunson. Back over to Karl Anthony Towns. There it is, but that is no good. Too strong. AD had the rebound. Towns, 16 points, 6 rebounds in this game. Like I said, he's been a bright spot for the Knicks in this game. Reason why I think this game has not gotten out of hand for the Knicks yet, and there is a blocking foul called against Hart. That's his first personal, and the first team foul called against the... You look at that. Oh, no, that was Anthony Davis that had the rejection there. I thought that was Cooper Flagg for a second. Gafford will inbound it to Irving. Over to Cooper Flagg. Back over to Kyrie Irving for 3. He drains it. Kyrie Irving, and the Mavericks are back on top by double digits. That's 31 for Kyrie in this game. Brunson for 3. He drains it. It's back to single digits again. Closest they had it to was within 7. Since the Mavericks were up by their largest of 19 in that first quarter. Anthony Davis holding on to it here. 3 on the shot clock. Davis for 3. No good. Karl Anthony Towns grabbing the rebound. Hart with it. Back over to Brunson. Josh Hart again. Dishes it over to McBride. McBride for 3. He'll drain it this time, and the Knicks are within 6. Timeout. Mavericks. 7:57 to play. The Knicks look like they're having some momentum. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vida Productions. And we are back here in New York. We look at the league leaders in second chance points within the last 30 days. You got the Mavericks at 14.6. That's their average a game. Third in that span. So we see 57-51. See Anthony Davis taking that inbound. You see Klay Thompson. Back over to Cooper Flagg. That's a three-point attempt. That isn't. Oh, they said he was inside. But I think that might be the first time I called Cooper Flagg's name as far as scoring points. Lead back up to 8 for the Mavericks. Jalen Brunson. Back over to McBride. McBride for 3. He's starting to heat up from beyond the arc. Knicks within 5. Anthony Davis. Seven on the shot clock. Davis. And you see Irving for 3. That is off the iron. Karl Anthony Towns grabbing the rebound. There's Hart. Hart coming around with the bucket. That is in. It's a 3-point game now. Can we see another lengthy double-digit deficit comeback by the Knicks? They did it once already. They hold the largest comeback in a watch game so far. As you see Kyrie Irving, he misses that one. There's Bridges with it. Back over to McBride. McBride over to Towns. Towns for 3. That's in, and we are tied at 59. It is the first time this game was tied since 5-5. The Knicks have come back from 19 down in the first quarter. They now have come back to tie this game. Davis over to Gafford, and Daniel Gafford puts the Mavericks on top again. Anthony Davis with the assist. Jalen Brunson, he thought about it for a second, but you see McBride with it. McBride for 3. McBride puts the Knicks on top for the first time since 2-0. 62-61, the Knicks on top. 5:20 to play here in the third quarter. We have ourselves a barn burner of a game to this point. Davis coming around. He's going to put it up. That falls in, and the Mavericks are on top again. Anthony Davis with 15 points, 10 of them in the paint. But don't be fooled, because Anthony Davis can shoot outside shots. He hit a three-pointer earlier in the game. McBride, 10 on the shot clock for the Knicks. Over to Josh Hart. 4 on the shot clock. Hart for 3. That will fall in. Irving will grab the rebound for the Mavs. Mavs out rebounding the Knicks 32-26 right now, but that edge has gotten a little bit narrower, by the way. Every time we see the rebound update, as you see Davis with it, 5 on the shot clock. 2 on the shot clock. That is no good. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. McBride coming through. And look at that alley-oop for Karl Anthony Towns with a dunk. And the Knicks are back on top. McBride getting credit for the assist there. 4 to play in the third quarter. Knicks leading at 64-63. And we do have a timeout by the Mavericks now with 3:56 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vida Productions. And we are back here in New York. The Knicks, as I said, were down by as many as 19 in the first quarter. They now have a 1-point lead. They've led twice so far in this second half. Both by 1 point. It's been a little bit of a back and forth game me tell you, the Knicks hold on and win this game. They will beat their largest comeback by 2 points. So the largest comeback from behind win was 17 points, and that was the Knicks against the Bucks that came back from 17 down. You see P.J. Washington with the 3, and the Mavericks up by 2 again. Brunson for 3, off the iron, no good. Cooper Flagg has it now for the Mavs. Over to D'Angelo Russell. Back over to Derek Lively. Lively's going to come around with a dunk. And just like that, the Mavericks up by 4 again, as they're shooting 50% with the Knicks 43% shooting. Bridges. Back over to Towns. Towns for 3, no good. P.J. Washington with the rebound. D'Angelo Russell over to Flagg. Flagg for 3. He drains it. It's a 7-point lead now for the Mavericks. They are on a 10-2 run. An 8-0 run in the last couple of seconds, it seems like. Clarkson for 3. That is off the iron, but Karl Anthony Towns had the offensive rebound but couldn't get the bucket in. Mavericks now with it. D'Angelo Russell. P.J. Washington for 3. He drains it, and just like that, the Mavericks are on top by 10 again. Timeout, Knicks. We're going to take another one, too. 2:15 to play in the third. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here at Madison Square Garden. It's an 11-0 run for the Mavericks coming out of that timeout before the Knicks just called their most recent timeout. 74-64, the Mavericks with 2:15 to play in the third quarter. You see Brunson taking the inbound. Brunson, he'll shoot for 3. That is no good. P.J. Washington with the rebound. You see the Knicks, the crowd here at the Madison Square Garden, restless. Williams. Washington for 3. Off the iron, no good. Bridges with the rebound. P.J. Washington, 6 points, but those 6 points have been huge so far. Bridges coming around. That is good, and that will end the 11-0 drought right there. 8-point game. So the Mavericks led by as many as 19, but the Knicks did come back, held a brief lead for a while. Russell coming through. Russell, easy layup there. Lively will get the assist credit with the assist there. 10-point lead again for the Mavericks. Again, if you're enjoying what you're seeing right now, as you see Brunson's going to go to the line as Russell called for the foul. D'Angelo Russell only averaging 13.6 points per game this season. You see Jason Kidd just a second ago was not happy with that foul. 62 seconds left to play until left of the third quarter. Brunson, first shot made. Caleb Martin coming into the game now for the Mavericks. As I said, it's really interesting that the Mavericks seems like they're playing almost everybody who's eligible to play in this game. And Brunson will hit them both. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. It's an 8-point lead for the Mavs. Russell. That shot is up. That is no good. Yabusele back into the game now. Clarkson. Back over to Brunson. Brunson over to Yabusele. Yabusele's going to get the layup. That's good. Knicks within 6 again with 33 and a third to play in the third quarter. Russell. And they're back over there's Caleb Martin now. And they're Washington for 3. That is off the iron. Shot clock turned off. Knicks with a chance to get the last shot before the end of the quarter. Brunson for 3. He He nails it. Oh, 1.3 to play in the third. Russell, did he get it off in time? No, it wouldn't matter anyway. He missed it. Very crazy third quarter where the Knicks were on top by 1. Mavericks go up by 10, but Knicks cut it to within 3. We'll be back. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back to start the fourth quarter, but before then we have the assist of the game. That's going to go to P.J. Washington, and that was on an Anthony Davis shot. As I said, Mavericks were up by 19 in that first quarter. Knicks cut it to within 9. The Knicks actually had the lead briefly, and then an 11-0 run put the Mavericks up by 10. But the Knicks were able to make a push, and it's now a 3-point game starting the fourth quarter. You see Anthony Davis coming around, extends the lead up to 5. Malcolm Brogdon into the game for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns. The matchup between him and Davis has been a really good one, but he misses that one. Davis will come down with the rebound as Najee Marshall for the Mavericks. And Anthony Davis, back-to-back buckets to start the fourth quarter, and the lead is up to 7 again for the Mavs. See Karl Anthony Towns. The Knicks did not let this game get away from them. As I said, they're still not letting this game get away from them. Brogdon for 3. And there's a reason why I said they're not letting the game get away from them again. It's only a 4-point game. So we're only a minute and 20 into the fourth quarter. Russell. Over to Washington, over to Marshall. Back over to Washington. Washington shooting the three-pointer. No good. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Clarkson. Coming around. Back over to Malcolm Brogdon. Karl Anthony Towns. And Anthony Davis, 5 on the shot clock. 3. And that bucket is good. It's only a 2-point game. Look at that. Cat with 23 points. 80-78, the Knicks on top. Or Mavericks on top, I should say. Got to D'Angelo Russell. Russell with it. Back over to Washington. Washington for a 3. That is no good. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. A chance to tie or retake the lead for the Knicks. Brogdon. This is over to McBride. Passing it back over to Clarkson. 8 on the shot clock. Clarkson will just take the 3. That is off the iron, but Mitchell Robinson will get the rebound. He probably should have just taken the shot there. I will never get 2K logic as McBride, a wasted trip there for the Knicks. See D'Angelo Russell. That is in, and it's a back up to a 4-point lead for the Mavericks here. Under 9 to play in the fourth. Karl Anthony Towns. 4-3. He drains it, and the Knicks are within 1. As I said, we have a barn burner of a game to this point. Under 8.5 to play here. D'Angelo Russell loses it. Malcolm Brogdon with it. Chance to get on top. Brogdon with the jam, and the Knicks lead by 1 again. (83-82). See Davis, and you see Russell misses that one. Robinson. Largest lead for the Knicks was 2, and that was 2-0. Make that a 4-point lead as Jordan Clarkson drains a huge 3. 86-82, Knicks on top. How many people thought that this was going to be a close game after the Mavericks' strong first quarter when they were up by as many as 19? Anthony Davis, 3. 2. Davis with a shot up. That is no good. Robinson will get the rebound. See Jordan Clarkson with it. Over to Malcolm Brogdon. Back over to Cat. 6 on the shot clock. 3, 2. McBride for 3. He drains it. It's a 7-point lead for the Knicks now. There's Lively, and Lively's going to go to the line as Mitchell Robinson called for his second foul. That was on the act of shooting here, and you see Lively just feels like he's in a little bit of a discomfort right now, but he'll be on the line to shoot 2. Looking at the scoring breakdown for the Knicks. 14 three-pointers made and 17 fast break points. As we see Lively here, 6:49 to play. And he'll miss the first one. As Klay Thompson and Cooper Flagg coming back into the game. Marshall taking a seat. Same with I forgot who else that was taking the seat. Went a little bit too fast. Lively will sink the second one. Kyrie Irving into the game in the fourth quarter. Brunson coming around. He's going to pass it up. I thought he should have maybe try to take the shot there. Bridges for 3. Got it! 9-point lead for the Knicks here. 6.5 to play here in the fourth. Cooper Flagg. They come around. He's going to take the layup shot. That is good. Mavericks within 7. Jalen Brunson. Over Josh Hart now with it. Feeds it over to Jalen Brunson again as we are about halfway through the fourth quarter. Brunson. That shot is good. It's back to a 9-point lead for the Knicks. Klay Thompson for 3. That is off the iron, and Karl Anthony Towns will grab the rebound. Bridges for 3. That is no good. Derek Lively the second with the rebound here as Klay Thompson. Under 5.5 to play here in the fourth. It's a 9-point lead for the Knicks. No lead is safe in this game, in these watched games. As you see Anthony Davis there with the bucket. Momentum can swing at any time in this game, as we have seen it. Brunson coming through. Brunson layup. That is good, and the Knicks lead back up to 9. That's their largest lead. It's a 9-point game. 4:50 to play here in the fourth. Davis with it. Over to Irving. Irving for 3. He drains it. The Mavericks don't want to go away now. So we got 4.5 to play here in the fourth. Brunson. Getting past Irving. Brunson is going to go to the line as Kyrie Irving called for the foul. You see Jason Kidd not happy there.
Jalen Brunson at the line, 2 shots.
Kidd won an NBA championship with the Mavericks in 2011. Now he's their head coach. As you see Brunson going to the line, shooting 2. And he'll make the first one. Remember, when this game is over with, we are not done yet. We still got statistics as well as the post-game ticker and injury report. And he will miss the second one. That's his second miss from the line in this game. Klay Thompson to Irving for 3. Drains it. It's only a 4-point game now. As I said, momentum can swing at any time. This is a game of runs. Brunson with it. Brunson for 3. And he answers the Kyrie Irving three with a three of his own. That's 23 for Jalen Brunson. 8 of those here in this fourth quarter. Lead back up to 7. Irving, jumper, no good. Brunson with the rebound. Hart has it for the Knicks. Now back to Bridges, feeds it to Hart. Dishes it back over to Jalen Brunson, who just had a three-pointer his last time around. Brunson, another three-point attempt. That is off the back iron. Gafford will get the rebound. Klay Thompson has it. Kyrie, layup is good. It's only a 5-point game. Kyrie Irving with 39 points. 6 of them in the mid-range. As I said, he's impressed so far in these 2 watch games he's been on since he's returned from injury. The Mavericks, I think, are going to have another game in schedule block number 3. There's a jump shot by Brunson, no good. Davis will grab the rebound here. Thompson with it. Thompson, deep shot. Good! That was a deep 2 for Klay Thompson, and the lead is only within 3. Got under 2.5 to play in this game. We have yet to have an overtime game in a watched game. Brunson, no good. Gafford, chance to tie for the Mavericks. As we have 15 on the shot clock by Thompson. Back over to Irving. Irving over to Cooper Flag. Flag for 3. No good, and that's out of bounds, and that will retain, the Mavericks will retain possession. 14 on the shot clock. Under 2 to play here. 3-point lead for the Knicks, and that's Thompson almost lost it. He was able to regain control of it. He gets the layup. Lead only within 1. Brunson. Coming around. McBride for 3. Drains it. Oh, huge. Ice cold 3 right there by Miles McBride. It's a 4-point lead for the Knicks again. 90 seconds to play. Irving for 3. Off the iron, no good. Towns with the rebound. McBride has it. Ten on the shot clock. Brunson holding it. Brunson coming around with the layup. That is good. It's a 6-point lead for the Mavericks. Or for the Knicks, I should say. What am I talking about? In there, Irving. Bucket is good. Both teams at the century mark. Kyrie Irving with 41 points. Wondering when they're going to start to foul for either team. Both teams only have 2 timeouts. So we might see a lot of timeouts in this last. As you see, there's the Irving foul. That's his 4th. Knicks are not going to the line yet. In there, McBride. There's McBride. He's able to get the shot off. He hits it. Timeout, Mavericks. Miles McBride has hit 2 ice cold shots right now. Ice cold veins. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back. 39.3 left to play. Knicks leading it 107-101. If they hold on to this game, they will have the largest comeback in a watched game, which will beat their record by 2 points. You see Kyrie Irving. Irving for 3. That is off the iron. Look at that, though. Anthony P.J. Washington, I think that had that slam dunk there, as McBride is going to go to the line. I don't know if you want him at the line right now. He's hit 2 clutch shots so far in this latter stages of the game. McBride will make the first one. And remember, it's not all doom and gloom for the Mavericks if he makes this one. Plenty of time. It's only a 2-possession game. And he will sink them both. Only one timeout remaining for the Mavs. You see Kyrie Irving taking their time. What are they doing? Anthony Davis. They are taking their time, and he loses it anyway, and Hart's going to go to the line. I don't know what they were thinking on that trip. They should have gotten a couple of quick shots off, even if it wasn't threes, you know. There was still time to take a 2-point shot. But instead, they elected to use 2/3 of that shot clock. Hart at the line. And I hate to say this with 14.4 seconds to go. This might actually be it. This might be doom and gloom for them. Timeout, Mavericks. 14.4 to play. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Remember, when this game is over with, we are not done yet. We still have statistics as well as the post-game ticker and the sign-off as well as the injury report. I see Jason Kidd not happy. His team was up by 19 points in that first quarter. Klay Thompson for 3. That is no good, and all they have to do is just cross the half-court line, and that will do it. The Knicks are going to come back from 19 down in the first quarter, and they're going to win it 111-103. They improve to an Eastern Conference best 32-11. The Mavericks fall to 23-21. The Mavericks fall to 1-3 in watched games, while the Knicks are now a perfect 4-0 in watched games. And stay tuned because we are not done yet. To look at the statistics for the players for this game. Starting off with the victorious New York Knicks. You got the player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns, 26 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists. Jalen Brunson, 25 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Miles McBride, 24 points and 2 assists. Yeah, a trio of players that led the team with 20-plus points. Mikal Bridges, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. Jordan Clarkson, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Malcolm Brogdon, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. Josh Hart, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Giresun Yabusele, 4 points, 1 rebound, and 1 steal. Mitchell Robinson had 2 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Then you got Landry Shamet that did not play. Tyler Kolek didn't play. Ariel Hokporty did not play. And Pacomi Dadier did not play. Neither did Kevin McCullough Jr. Did not play for the Knicks. And now we have the Dallas Mavericks, led by Kyrie Irving, 41 points in defeat. He had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal to go along with his 41 points. Anthony Davis, a double-double, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. Klay Thompson, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. D'Angelo Russell had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Cooper Flagg, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Then we got Derek Lively the second, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. PJ Washington, 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Then you got Daniel Gafford, 4 points, 9 rebounds, and an assist. Followed by Najee Marshall, only had 1 rebound, 1 assist. Jaden Hardy, 1 rebound. Caleb Martin had no stats. Neither did Brandon Williams. Max Christie had no stats. Dante Exum had no stats, though he did take 1 shot, but he missed it. Dwight Powell was the only player who did not play for the Dallas Mavericks, and that will do it for your statistics for the players in this game. Now time for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports, and now we look at the remaining games played on Monday, January 19th, 2026. The Hawks, 124-123 winners over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Oklahoma City Thunder continue to show why they're the best team in the league, winning 132-121 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Clippers, 121, the Wizards, 100. The Knicks, in a game that we just watched, came back from 19 down to defeat the Mavericks, 111-103. The Pacers get back to 500. No, the 76ers upset the Pacers 132-130 as the Pacers fall back to 500 on the season. Suns 122-96 winners over the Brooklyn Nets. The Celtics 125-115 winners over the Detroit Pistons. The Spurs 116 and the Jazz 102. The Jazz need to have another 21 games to match their longest losing streak of the season. They now fall to a league worst 4-39. And the Warriors 124-86 winners over the Miami Heat. And now for Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. Sixers in overtime, 143-142 winners over the Phoenix Suns. The Clippers all over the Chicago Bulls, 137-98. Spurs 127 and the Rockets 112. The Timberwolves fall to the Jazz in Salt Lake City. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Timberwolves fans. How do you lose this game? The Jazz get their 5th win of the season against 39 losses, so they will have to put that 25-game losing streak on hold for right now. Let's see here. The Nuggets upset the... Actually, I don't know if they upset them or not, but the Nuggets 139, Lakers 128. Warriors fall to the Raptors as the Raptors upset the Warriors 109-107. And light the beam, everybody. The Kings 118-105 winners over the Miami Heat. And now for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, the last day of this post-game ticker. We got the Cavaliers 130-121 winners over the Charlotte Hornets. The Pacers do get back to being above 500, 145-116 winners over the Boston Celtics. The Knicks 125-92 winners over their cross-borough rivals, the Brooklyn Nets. They win at MSG by 33 points. The Hawks over the Grizzlies, 114-102. The Pistons get back on the winning track, winning. I don't want to know how many overtimes that went. It just says overtimes. It doesn't give a designation of whether it went to double or triple overtime. Either way, they win 134-127. The Bucks upset the Thunder 130-117. And the Raptors will prevent the Kings from lighting the beam again. They win 126-109 over the Sacramento Kings at Golden One Center. And that is it for your post-game ticker. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. It is now time to look at the injury report after the games played on January 21st, 2026. Tyrese Maxey is now out for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Bucks are fully healthy. So are the Bulls. The Cavaliers are still without Jared Allen and Max Struss. The Celtics are still without Jason Tatum. Oh, look at that. 1 to 2 months left on his recovery. We could possibly see him before the end of the season. Who knows? I don't know how far they are from at least a play-in spot. But for the Clippers, we got Brook Lopez still out 4 to 6 weeks for the Clippers. Grizzlies are fully healthy. So are the Hawks. The Heat, of course, we know about Terry Rozier's indefinite suspension. But we got Pelle Larson still out with that broken nose. LaMelo Ball still in the recovery stage day to day for the Hornets. Jazz are fully healthy. They just fully suck. The Kings are without Domantas Sabonis. Keegan Murray is now out, as well as Zach LaVine. Oh, man, those are players that we're supposed to probably be trading at some point before the deadline, but it looks like that might not happen, or at least Sabonis and LaVine. OG Anunoby still out for the Knicks. Austin Reeves and Dalton Neck still out for the Lakers. Magic are now fully healthy. Mavericks are fully healthy. The Nets are without Noah Clowney now added to that injured list, as they still, in addition to Michael Porter Jr. and Terrence Mann. Christian Braun out again, in addition to Jamal Murray for the Nuggets. We know about Halliburton's injury for the Pacers. Pelicans are fully healthy. Karis LeVert now out for the Pistons 4 to 6 months. His season might actually be done. Jacob Poeltl still out. He's now day-to-day. Actually, no, he's recovering now day-to-day for the Raptors. We're going to see how that turns out. We know about Van Vliet's injury. Keldon Johnson now added to the injury report for the San Antonio Spurs, out 2 to 4 weeks. Suns are fully healthy. Oh, let's go back because I skipped it too soon here. Jalen Williams and Hartenstein still out for the Thunder. Julius Randle still out for the Timberwolves, as well as Terrence Shannon Jr., as Anthony Edwards is back in the lineup for the T-Wolves. Damian Lillard, we know about his injury. I mean, that's just sucks that his first season back in Portland, he's not going to be playing. Brandon Podziemski still out for the Warriors. And Keyshawn George, as Cam Whitmore is back in the lineup for the Wizards. As I said, we're not going to see the Wizards at all in schedule block number 3. We could possibly see them in the post-All-Star break, especially if they are closing in on a play-in spot at least. As you know, the Wizards in this universe are a lot better than the real-life Wizards. But Keyshawn George, as I said, is out for the Wizards 1 to 2 weeks. And that is it for your injury report. All right, now before we sign off, here is tomorrow's game. We got the Los Angeles Lakers at the Los Angeles Clippers from Intuit Dome. It'll be the first time we get a chance to look at Intuit Dome. I know the Clippers have played a couple of times in my season playthrough, but I think all 3 times they've been on the road. So, in fact, I think the Lakers have not had a home game in my season playthrough either. They've been featured twice, and I think both of those were on the road as well. So, we'll be the first Los Angeles team to host the game. And as you see here, you got the Lakers at 29-13. They're actually off to a good start in the real world. At 18-7 at the time of the recording of this game. But the Clippers are not off to a hot start. They are a lot worse in real life than they are in this universe, which tells you, which everybody already knows it, but just to let you know that, of course, NBA 2K does not guarantee success in real life. I mean, that's a dumb moment there, but hey, I digress. But that is it. That is the announcement. That'll be out at 10 a.m. Eastern before the start of the 3 college football playoff games, as well as the 2 NFL games that are taking place on this Saturday. And that will do it. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And then, as I said, as we're getting ready to end this video, you will see the playlists pop up for my 2018 FBS playoff. And that's a little bit different than when I did the simulations for the 4 games. By the time this video is done, if you're watching this at the time of the release, we should be getting ready to start the Alabama and Oklahoma playoff game on Friday, the first round game of the actual 12-team playoff. But as I said, I also do my own 2018 playoff, just because I want to see how it would work with an expanded playoff. But the playlist will be out there. Go on my community tab. You'll see the playlist there, as well as the schedule for the 8 second round games that will take place starting on Monday. And with that, that will do it for this video, reminding you guys the final score. The New York Knicks come back from 19 points down. They defeat the Dallas Mavericks 111-103. We will see you next time. I am Vinny from B-Dub Productions, and I am signing off.